If you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I'm a big advocate of the use of video for communication in your team. Whether it's for day-to-day stuff, handing things over, giving feedback to a remote team member, or recording tutorial videos so you don't have to actually train people to do the work you want them to do. Well, today I talk about the app that we've used now for about 4 years in our business. It's Screencast-O-Matic, and today I give a lowdown on why I think it is the best video recording app for small business with regards to actually creating brilliant professional training videos, for editing those videos, and for using it for taking screenshots and everything else besides. It has some great team features and a price tag that I think is remarkable for what you get for your money. There has been a recent price hike in the app, but still it is so affordable, and it's still the app that I recommend to all of our clients, and I wholeheartedly recommend you check it out for yourself after listening to my lowdown in this episode. All right, so today I'm going to talk about Screencast-O-Matic. Now, Screencast-O-Matic is a video capture, screen recording, and also a screenshot taker that I've recommended for years in my business to our clients and to everyone in our community. It's absolutely brilliant as far as I'm concerned for doing a few things, but really around creating tutorial videos for everything that you do in your business, but also about communicating with your team. So video is an incredibly effective way to communicate. You can literally just hit a button, it'll shoot up the recorder. It can either be your webcam or you can show your screen, and then you can talk someone through exactly what it is you want them to do or demonstrate something on your screen. Hit another button to finish the recording, ping that off instantly via a link that's saved to your clipboard, and then that person can then receive that video and watch it without having to install anything or for you to upload or download a video. It all happens seamlessly and with absolute minimum effort, meaning you can use video as a communication tool in your business every single day. I use video for 90% of all our communication. It's so much quicker than writing. It's so much easier and more descriptive than trying to write out or even take a screenshot and point and do something. Just shoot a video. It makes so much sense, and it also builds rapport with your team. People can get to see your face, they can see your body language, they can see how you're talking about something, so things aren't misinterpreted. So there's loads of reasons why I think video is brilliant. But the one thing we use it massively for as well is, as I said before, creating tutorial videos. Now, there are loads of different video capture software apps you can get. Loom for one, Camtasia. You can use fancy software for video editing like DaVinci Resolve or iMovie. The thing is, most of what those do, you don't need when you're creating tutorial videos. And that's the bulk of the videos that we create, unless it's for specific marketing purposes. And then we want some fancy overlays and all the rest of it. And then we probably go for something specific for those needs. We use one called Filmora Wondershare for doing our sort of marketing type videos. And also DaVinci Resolve from time to time, but that is a pretty full on bit of kit. But what Screencast-O-Matic does absolutely brilliantly is that you record your screen and your webcam at the same time, decide when you want your webcam to come in, when you don't want it to come in. You can zoom in on the screen, you can then highlight sections, you can put overlays in, you can insert videos, you can insert images, you can blur out, you can highlight, as I said before. And so you can really create professional looking tutorial videos really easily. And it doesn't have all the extra bells and whistles, which actually you don't need. And therefore it's really easy to use. And that is key, that all of our team can edit videos to a high standard in our company, and none of them are video editors by trade. They've just watched a couple of tutorial videos, copied what I've done, and they can basically then create standardized, brilliant videos for our courses, for our own training. And it just really is one of those apps that just does exactly what it says on the tin very well and doesn't do loads of other things besides. It's one of the reasons that I love it. So I'm going to cover a few key things. So first of all, I'm going to go over the 5 best features I love about it. I'm going to talk a little bit more detail about the editor. I've just covered a few things there, just to really emphasize the main reasons that I love it. I'll talk also about the team features. So the team version of the app, which is the version I recommend for anyone who isn't just working on their own. And that hopefully is everybody who's involved in systems and outsourcing, because outsourcing means not you. So if you've got a virtual assistant, a team member or whatever, then you need to be able to have them on your recording videos as well, so they can actually shoot videos and send them back to you. They can record tutorial videos, or for me, I get my team to do a lot of our training course material as well. So I want them to be involved in recording videos, sharing content, collaborating online. You can do that with a team version of software. And I'll talk a bit about pricing as well. Okay, so the 5 best features which I think make Screencast-O-Matic stand out above all the other ones out there are that, first off, instant sharing. Now, other apps do have instant sharing, like Loom, for example, which is a common one. You can basically hit record your screen, hit end, and send the link via a copy to clipboard and send that via a message or whatever, exactly as I described before. So it has that feature. It also has a brilliant, as I said before, editing software. And I'm going to go into that in a little bit more detail in a minute. The other things that I love about it are you can pause the video as you're recording, go back, watch over what you just recorded, or the last few minutes or seconds of what you just recorded, and then continue recording all while you're live, so to speak. So there's none of this, you get halfway through a video, you get distracted, your kid runs in the room, which often happens to me, jumps on me, and then I basically got to then remember, where was I up to in the video? What was I talking about when I got interrupted? Or, you just mess something up and you want to just basically go back and start again. You can do it on the fly, and there's not many video recording apps allow you to do that, and that's one of my most favorite features. It saves a lot of time and hassle and faffing around, and saves a lot of the post editing as well, because if you've made a massive mistake for 3 minutes, you just basically go back and then just record over it again, and it saves you having to then start from scratch, or, as I said, do some editing afterwards. So it speeds up that process. The screenshot software is also integrated into the editor. So you take a screenshot and it uploads it or adds it to your Screencast-O-Matic editor. And then you can add things like arrows and numbers and all the rest of it. And it saves them all in your library on your computer. So you can go back to those at any time. It's all in one place. And you can then also integrate those into your videos as well. So you can use the screenshots you take and put them into your videos. It's overlays or is it inserts into your videos. So it's all integrated. It all uses the same interface for doing the editing of your videos and your screenshots. So it's just one platform to learn and one platform to use for all that stuff. And again, screenshots can be hosted online instantly and then shared via a link. So you can say, hey, can you check this out? Stick an arrow on it to show them what you want them to look at, and then ping that over to your staff or to, I do it for often when I'm doing, when something's not working, an app's not working, I want to get tech support, I'll either shoot a video or I'll just take a screenshot and say, this is the problem, here and here, and I'll put some arrows to it, and then then I can send that to the person. They know exactly what it is I want them to fix in whatever app or software that I was having the problem with. Also, it has this great feature, which is automatic online backup. Now, it only comes in the premium versions, but I'll cover the pricing in a minute. It's not a very expensive app. Just to put your minds at rest, the most expensive version is the team version, and that's $5 per user, so about £3 odd per user, which really isn't a lot of money. And I'll cover that in a minute, but just thought I'd mention it. So the online backup, the automatic online backup, means that when you capture a video, it saves to your hard drive, and then you do some editing on it, and then you host it, you upload it or publish it to the hosting. It has its own hosting platform as well, so you don't have to use YouTube or Vimeo. You can do it all within this one very affordable app. But what the online backup allows you to do is it automatically backs up into a cloud the original source file. So all the editing notes you've done. So if you've done cuts and you've done overlays and everything, it'll save that edited version with all of the editing stamps and everything. So you can go back to it and undo some of the edits you did before, or continue editing at later dates from the cloud. So what this means is that you can free up your hard drive. This is especially useful if you're using a laptop. You can free up your hard drive by deleting all of the old videos that you're not working on right now, knowing that not only have you got the published version, which is the one that is it removes all of the editing, so you can't see anything, and it's nice, what you see on YouTube and stuff. That's the published version. But you can always go back to your original edited or mid-edit version as well. You can see all the different timestamps you put in there, if you've zoomed in, if you put overlays in, all the rest of it, and you can pick up where you've left off, as I said, and you can remove anything you added. Or I did this today actually. I had a video, and at the end of the video, I somehow managed to get my webcam covering the screen when I was still talking about something I was showing them on the screen. And I did this video about 6 months ago, and I deleted it from my computer, and I went back to the cloud and just clicked a button. In fact, just literally clicked a button. It automatically downloads it into the editor, and then I could actually then adjust my webcam on that video that I recorded months ago, and then republish it or replace the video just by clicking a button. It replaces the original version with the new version I've just added or updated, and then I was able to basically create the version of the video I wanted without having to re-record it. Now, for those reasons, it's just absolutely brilliant. It's just simple and easy to use. I'm trying to think if I've missed anything else out I wanted to talk about. I've got a list here to go through. That's about it really. I'll move on. So the team version of the software is what I recommend you do as a business owner. And we touched on this earlier, but the idea is that you are going to be shooting videos, and whether they're tutorials showing people how to work, or it's a screenshot, picking it over for all the reasons I've described before. But really importantly, you need to get your team involved in this too. So as soon as your team start doing work in your company, they become the experts at the task they're doing every day. So therefore, they need to be recording videos to show, their whoever's taking over from their job in the future how to do the work they're working on. When your processes get updated or the apps you're using, they change the interface, you need someone to shoot new videos to show people how to use that part of your or do that work. And therefore, getting your team involved in recording those videos is really important. What you don't want to happen is your staff to record a video on their, whatever it is, Screencast-O-Matic or Loom or whatever, because when they leave the company, the chances are they're going to delete all those videos and free up the space from their own software. So you all instantly, as soon as you start working with somebody, you need to have either you're going to share access to your own main account, which I don't recommend for your videos, or you get them to set up their own account and therefore pay for a license for them to have all the features that you need, or you do what I do recommend, which is to go for the team version of the Screencast-O-Matic software, and then everybody is in the same place. So all the videos are uploaded centrally. You can take ownership of those. When they leave, you can transfer ownership and remove their access to everything they've created. So it really keeps it nice and clean when you're deprovisioning people from your business. And the other thing, so also when you've uploaded your sort of mid-edit videos, other people can download the mid-edit videos and keep on and work on them, or you can collaborate online, so you've got two people working on the same video at different times, and they can just take over where the other person left off. So there's a couple of nice things you can do, like have roles, so you can have viewers and uploaders and managers into your software, so you can have different roles depending on the types of people that are working with you. Cool. So the next thing I want to just really cover, I've touched on quite a lot of this already, but the editor. So I'll try not to repeat myself, but the key thing about the editor in Screencast-O-Matic is how simple it is to use. It doesn't have all of these channels and that basically you can have if you're using some of the most advanced video editing software like DaVinci or iMovie and stuff like that, you can have things like audio tracks and video tracks and multiple things, and it becomes quite complicated because it is allowing you to do some fancy stuff. Now you can still do things like overlay a video, and you can still do things like add music and all the rest of it in Screencast-O-Matic, but it's not designed as a full-on marketing, editing bit of kit. And so therefore it's simple. The controls are simple. You can pick it up in a matter of a day or two, rather than, some of the software. If you go onto DaVinci, I keep mentioning DaVinci because it's a brilliant free app. It's like a super movie grade video editing software, but it is so confusing. There are so many buttons you can click that it gets, massively confusing. I've created a walkthrough guide to remind me how to do basic editing in it, because I don't use it very often at all. I get my team to do most of my editing, but on the odd occasion I do. I can't remember how to use it. It's so complicated. But Screencast-O-Matic is just super simple. So that's the first thing, and it's really important not to sort of overkill with technology and then end up not using it because there's a barrier to sort of learning it and getting the most of it. And Screencast-O-Matic's got that balance right, I think, for a small business owner who is trying to create videos that just really serve that purpose of providing information, of tutorials, of course content. I've not found a more easy and better bit of software to use to edit videos for courses. And I create a lot of course content. So, and I've tried lots of different things. It just got it right. Cool. So another really thing I love about it is that it records your video stream and your webcam stream totally separately. And so that means that unlike, say, if you do a video recording on Zoom meetings, you can record your video if you're doing, wanting to do some screen share tutorial or something. But the webcam is sort of fixed. It's this little box in the corner. Whereas because Screencast-O-Matic records the video camera and the screen share in a different sort of stream, so to speak, they're totally independent of each other. So you can have at 1 minute have the screen full size, then overlay it with your webcam full size. You can have them side by side. You can move them around at any point. It's super easy to sort of to basically make the video look exactly like you want it to after you've done the recording, and that's so useful. And so, for example, if you've done the video and you realize halfway through that maybe you're using a green screen and you've got a green shirt on, it looks terrible. Rather than to re-record the video because you've got you in the corner looking like a see-through whatever Mr. Invisible, then you can just remove the webcam for that section of the video. Or you can have, I often do, I record the whole thing with my webcam in the corner, but then the video tutorials, I'll have to make myself big at the beginning. So, hey, hi Steve, introduce them to the whatever the course is that I'm trying to teach them about. And then I'll basically shrink myself down to a small thing in the corner. And then maybe I've got somewhere where I'm sort of like teaching them some strategy, but I also want to have a bit of the screen on. And therefore I'll just zoom in. So I'm sort of half the screen's me, half the screen's the course content. And so that flexibility to do that all after the fact makes it, in my opinion, the best course creation video editing software out there. All the usual stuff you can do as well, which I mentioned, blurring, highlights, overlays, narration, and you can do narration overlay as well. So if you've got some slide deck that you've created and you realize you want to basically re-record a section of the audio, then you can just switch your webcam off at that point and then just basically narrate in the background while your slides are playing, sort of play the slides back to you as you narrate over it, and then it'll insert that new audio over the top of your original audio. So it makes that sort of editing of sales videos for maybe webinars and stuff really slick and easy as well. There's also a really good suite of tutorial videos, and this is key, I think, that you don't have to go to YouTube and find some random person trying to teach you how to use a bit of software like you do with, say, DaVinci. Because it's already got a great suite of video recording or video tutorials that they have created specifically for teaching people how to use their software. And the key thing about this is it means that you don't have to teach your staff how to use it. Your staff can use the video tutorials already created and updated by Screencast-O-Matic to teach them how to do all of the key stuff that I'm talking about today. So a key thing, I'm all about outsourcing, is you shouldn't be spending hours and hours doing the stuff yourself. Of course, on occasion, you're going to have to do things now and again, but the majority of this needs to be done by other people. And if you've got a great set of tutorials to teach someone how to do it, it saves you so much time. And this is a great example of that. And they've done really well at producing I think the right level of tutorials to not overwhelm and also just give you the core information that you need. So I mentioned again about hosting a little bit earlier, but just to go into a bit more detail about what I mean by hosting. So whenever you record a video, it's saved as could be saved as an MP4 or a WAV file on your computer, and then you can then upload that video to the cloud. So that could be to Google or whatever, or Dropbox, and you could share that link, or you can host it, so publish it to something like Vimeo or YouTube or Screencast-O-Matic. Loom does this as well. So Loom allows you to host automatically to Loom, and it allows you to then share a link, and you pass that link to somebody, they can then view that video in a web browser with all the controls and things like that. And so what I love about the hosting on Screencast-O-Matic is that it's ad-free, so it doesn't have any of those annoying ads that YouTube does. You can brand it, so you can have a channel set up which with a selection of videos that you can basically give someone a URL to, and they can come in. So I just did this recently for a mini training course, and rather than setting it all up on a course platform, I literally just created a channel, popped the videos I wanted in the series, shared the link to that. It's got my branding on the top. It's not got any mess on there. And then it looks quite professional, and it just takes a couple of seconds to do. So it allows you to basically make yourself look more professional when you're not sharing stuff on YouTube. And when you can embed your videos. So if you've got a course platform already that you're using and you want to embed videos, or a website, you want to embed a video on there, you can get the embed code and stick it in there. So it allows you to do that. And again, without having, like you do when you use YouTube embed, you end up with it says, oh, what to watch next. And it could be something random, totally nothing to do with your business. Or the worst thing about YouTube is it often gets your competitors' ads playing on your videos because people buy the ad space in front of your video. So using something like Screencast-O-Matic gets rid of all of that. Cool. So that's really covering all the reasons that I think Screencast-O-Matic is one of the best video production or video capture, production and hosting apps on the market, and also for the team features as well. So let's have a quick look at the pricing of this, or a quick chat about the pricing of this. So there has been, and the reason for me doing this video is there has been a recent price hike. But I think that price hike is directly related to the amount of work they've recently put into updating the app. Now, Screencast-O-Matic used to be a bit clunky. It was quite slow. It's quite process intensive. To be honest, it still is quite processor intensive. So it does slow your computer down unless you've got a decent PC. If you've got loads of the windows and things open at the same time. This is primarily when you're publishing a video and it's sort of like working hard to actually create the video out of the editing stuff you've done. But on the whole, generally, it's pretty much the same as most other video editing software with regards to how processor heavy it is. But back to my point, they made loads of updates recently, so it's now super stable. It used to crash quite often. It doesn't crash anymore. Literally, I've been using it for the past 3 months since their big update. I think it was 2.10, if I remember correctly. And since then, it's stopped crashing. And they've also updated the editing software. They've updated the screenshot software. They've recently done loads of updates to the team hosting. So things I mentioned earlier, you can remove members, transfer ownership, be really granular about how you do your sharing. All that's new, and that has made it a really, really good app for team collaboration as well, on top of just having the editor, as I've been chatting about. So they have, I think, increased the pricing in line with all the hard work they've put in, and it now costs $5 per month per user for the most expensive version. So there is a minimum of 3 users when you go for the team version, so it's $15 a month. But when you compare that to Loom, when I last checked, Loom was like £10 or maybe $10 per month for one user, whereas this is $5. So it's about half the price, and in my opinion, far, far better for all the reasons I've talked about today. There is a free version. You get a maximum about 15-minute recording. There's a solo deluxe version, they call it. That's $4 a month. If you're going to go for a solo and not go for a team, I'd recommend going for the solo premier version, which is $5.75 at the moment at time recording, because that gives you your automatic online backup. And also you can host pretty much unlimited as well, and it's totally ad-free, and you can put your branding on there as well. So I'd definitely go for the Solo Premier at a minimum. But if you think about it, 2 Solo Premier licenses, you're almost up to the cost of going for the teams anyway, and you get the extra features, the team collaboration, the online collaboration, and the user management with the team. So I would just say go for the teams version. So that's it. So in summary, you can probably tell I quite like this software. I've been using it now for about 4 years. I've tried pretty much all of the video capture and editing software, not all of them, lots of them anyway, on the market. And I still go back to this time and time again. Even when it was glitchy and it crashed 5 times a day, I still used it because I thought it was so good. But now it's super stable. It's much quicker, as I said, than it used to be. And with these extra features, especially around the team and the screenshots that have recently brought out, it's made it into an absolutely awesome app. So that's it, really. I hope that that was helpful to learn a little bit about one of my favorite apps that I use literally 30, 40 times a day. I'll be taking screenshots, I'll be recording quick videos, I'll be doing tutorial videos, and my team is using it constantly as well for, you know, editing the stuff that I'm doing, but also communicating amongst each other and with myself. That's it. Cool. I hope that's been helpful.